Hello and welcome back to Generically Speaking. This is episode 2 of my Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster playthrough. When last we left off, we were right outside the Wind Shrine, so we're just going to hop on in and start making our way through. I would recommend, before we go up, just use the healing pot down in the corner. There's going to be several chests, I think 4 total. 3 of which you can get before you take on the boss, and then another one afterwards. And there's also going to be 4 new enemies. There's nothing on the first floor, so once you are done on the first floor and head up, that's where we'll transition over. So just come over to the right, head up the stairs. So on the second floor, you're going to head over to this chest, pick up a tent, and be on the lookout for new enemies. Those are Black Goblin, the White Serpent, which we see here, the Mold Wind, and the Manny Wizard. For this, I think the Manny Wizard technically can spawn on starting floor 3. I did not encounter it. I actually had to defeat the boss, and then on floor 4, then I ended up finding the Manny Wizard. I did spend some time trying to find it, and for that I did just speed it up because it was kind of a waste. Right now I don't have any jobs, so I'm not getting any ability points to learn anything, so it's just kind of a wasted time. And as a reminder, anytime that you're getting low on health, you can hop down to the first floor, use the healing pot, and then continue. Now you may be asking yourself, why would you want to spend time here? Specifically, the Mold Wind enemies are actually able to drop elixirs. This is a very early spot where you can farm them. Also, once you're past the save point, you're going to want to head to the right, up the stairs, and pick up this leather cap. Then head left. On the topic of farming Mold Winds, is it necessarily worth it? Not really. Unless you're doing a challenge or something where elixirs are going to be in short supply, and this is kind of your chance to do it. A normal playthrough, I don't think it's really worth stocking up on elixirs. However, it may be worth getting a few. Nothing in here is really super challenging. A big part of that is just you don't have any jobs, you don't have any abilities. You can fight, defend, or run. Sorry, or you can use items, but... Alright, so we're speeding it up. We've gotten all 3 enemies that we can get, or that I got, up to this point. So this is me just trying to find the Manny Wizard and failing. So, rather than subject you to this torture for... was 6-7 minutes. I'm just kind of speeding it up here. I will slow it down when I go get the treasure chest, the broadsword in the room over to the left, which should be coming up pretty quick. I think after this fight. Yep. Alright. Just because I don't want to speed through it. The actual progression. Kind of went through this room a little bit. Save it real quick. Feel like I haven't done that in a while. Come over, and there we go. Broadsword. Look in this room, unsuccessfully for the Manny Wizard. Here we're just going to speed things up until I'm ready to take on the Wind Shrine boss. Now, if you did want to farm Mold Winds for elixirs, I would suggest, if you're going to do that, unless you are somehow limiting yourself on jobs, I would probably wait until after you defeat the boss and make your way to the top of the Wind Shrine. That way you can at least have jobs. Let's progress and move on to the boss. course, we're going to save it real quick. Hate to lose all of our farming progress, but when you're ready, just come up, get in a fight, come up to the boss, and hit confirm. So the Wing Raptor, fairly straightforward fight. Once again, all you can do is attack. So he's got 250 hit points. Drop Phoenix down. He does have an attack all ability, but unless you're super low level, it's not too terrible. It's not much strategy, unfortunately. It's just attack, keep your health up, and he should fall pretty quickly. Alright. So once he's defeated, that opens up your pathway to the 4th floor. There is a hidden chest down in this corner. Of course. There's the Manny Wizard. Probably should heal up, but we'll get to that later. Really, at this point, encounter's off. So there's that secret passage. And then make your way up to the 5th floor, the crystal room. Check, we've got all the chests, and we're ready to go. The crystal! It shattered! What the... Courage, the essence of flame. Devotion, the essence of water. Hope, the essence of earth. Passion, the essence of wind. What was that? What's happening? Feels warm. Are these the crystal's essences? No. Father! Listen and listen well. You are the chosen 4, the warriors of light, bearers of the 4 crystal essences. Father, what do you mean? The wind crystal has already shattered. The other 3 crystals are in danger as well. You 4 must protect them. An evil presence is awakening, one that wishes to return everything to darkness. Father! Go forth, warriors of light, and save the crystals. Wait! No, Father! What are these? Guess they're pieces of the crystal. They are crystal fragments and stored within the power of warriors of legend. Knight, monk, blue mage, thief, black mage, white mage. The crystal, it's lending us its power. I think it's time we got out of here. Lena, there should be a warp panel behind the altars that will take us outside. Now that we've completed the cutscenes and watched the crystal explode into shards, at this point, the game opens up to us. We can use those shards to start changing our class. A lot of times, I would say that I end up probably making everyone monks just to learn the bare-handed attack. That way, no matter what class you end up doing early on, you can do full attack damage with your fists if you set it to your secondary ability. I'm not doing it this time. I'm actually going to go ahead and set one monk, then a white mage, thief, and then a black mage. Each job has different abilities. I'll go into them later, but right now I'm just kind of setting everything for how I want it on this playthrough, and then if you have any questions immediately, once you leave here, you do actually have the option to watch a tutorial on classes and how they interact. So we are going to watch that. I'll probably go in and discuss everything after that tutorial. That way I'm not talking and then watching this tutorial cover the same thing I've already said. So yeah, leave, and then let's start the tutorial. tutorial over and done with. Now let's head back into the Wind Shrine, heal up at the healing pot, and I'm probably going to go fight a few things in here just to get some ability points and hopefully unlock some of my job abilities. I am going to speed it up just because farming is kind of boring, especially for long stretches. So a little bit about it as far as my favorites. Monk, like I was talking about, one of the great jobs early on. It's very easy to just equip the barehanded ability, and even once you unlock it, you can equip it as the second ability on any of your mages and still do really good damage with your bare hands. I actually changed all my characters to blue mages. They have the innate ability to learn, and you can also unlock that as an equipable ability. But learn lets you, when you experience certain attacks from enemies, so like the Mold Wind can use arrow, the Black Goblin can use Goblin Punch. You'll actually learn those abilities and then be able to use them. That's one of the key things I would highly recommend that at least someone knows learn. However, it's easier to learn a monster's abilities if everyone, especially when you know that an ability is coming up that you want to get, and I will try and point those out. But in here you have the Mold Wind and the Black Goblin to learn Arrow and Goblin Punch respectively. I'd say once you learn both abilities and get at least one of your characters learn, I would recommend heading out back to the first floor, heal up, and then let's go to Tule so we can continue the story. And there goes Ferris. After you finish in Tule, Ferris will, once she rejoins you, stop leaving when you enter also. Oh, Princess Lena!
Sock, it's good to see you.
You too. It's been a long time.
Sock, I have a favor to ask. We need to pass through the Torna Canal so that we can reach Waltz.
I'm afraid it's much too dangerous. Ever since the wind crystal was destroyed, a foul beast has made the canal its lair. Moreover, I seem to have lost the key to the canal somewhere. I'm sorry I can't help you with the key. Still, since you've come all this way, won't you at least stay the night? Wonderful. I'll show you to your room.
The crystals, now that I think of it, they're the reason Dad... The crystals must be protected at any cost. Listen, Stella, if anything should happen to me, never tell Bartz about the crystals. They shouldn't be his burden to bear.
Oh, darling, please don't say things like that. Father, I'll protect the crystals. I promise.
What's the matter, Barts?
Nothing. I was just reminded of my folks. They died a while back, though.
Here, take it.
Huh? Take what?
The key to the canal. With it, you can open the gate and travel to Waltz. I was worried for Lena's safety, so I hid the key. Please, take care of her.
And in the morning, we are ready to go once everyone gets up. You're free to leave after this. We are going to make a quick detour back to the pirate hideout, but otherwise, our next stop will be Torna Canal.
Captain, wait up! Sorry, lads. I'm leaving you laggards behind.
Captain!
But why? You know we'd follow you to the ends of the earth. I know, and I thank you for it, but not this time.
Captain!
This smells of a long journey. While I'm gone, I need you lads to guard the hideout.
But Captain!
Please!
Aye, aye, sir.
When did you back, Captain? Godspeed!
Lena, what's wrong?
The wind crystal is shattered. Right now, the wind has only slowed, but soon it'll stop blowing completely. In a few years, the air will go stagnant and the birds won't have any place to fly. Father said that we have to protect the 3 remaining crystals.
3 crystals?
Yes, the crystals of fire, water, and earth.
If those were lost too, then what?
At first, nothing would happen. But then it wouldn't be very long before the earth began to decay, the seas would grow dirty, the rivers cease to flow, fires would lose their heat, and the world would turn dark and cold. It would really become an unlivable place.
Guys, we've got to protect the crystals.
Huh? Did something trigger any of your memories?
Nope, doesn't matter. I'm still gonna help.
Well said, old man. I'm coming along too. Besides, we still have to find Lena's father, King Tycoon, but he disappeared into thin air. He still lives. I feel it in my bones. Never for a moment believe otherwise. Barts, will you come with us?
Until now, I was just along for the ride. But things changed.
The crystal shard,
We were given power to protect the world. The power of the wind crystal. That's it. I'm in. We've got some crystals to save. Sure enough, let's be off. So we'll head east and south, and you will begin to make your way back to the pirate cave. I'd recommend just stopping where you see that desert just south of the pirate cave. You can't, unfortunately, come back in here. So head around that. Oop. And down, and then this break in the mountains right here. Get attacked. Probably should have just turned encounters off.
Hey, those look like Boko's footprints. Don't tell me he tried to go after us.
Now there is a new blue magic that we can get inside the pirate cave, and that's vampire. That can be gotten from the steel bats, so we are going to fight some of them. It may take a little bit of time, but persevere and you will get it. Or if you have a monk, they may counterattack and kill the bats for you. While we are trying to get vampire, a little bit more about classes. White mages have a lot of healing. They're very useful for converting MP into HP. Black mages deal good damage, especially using your spells. You can deal damage to multiple creatures at once, which can be quite handy, especially against smaller, weaker enemies. The thief is handy to have, let alone just for the dash ability, which in the Pixel Remaster, given that you can change from walk to run, may make it so that you go too fast and it's hard to control. But they also have the ability to find hidden passages. So, like those hidden passages that don't show up until you walk on them, you can actually see them if you have either a thief equipped or if you have the find passage ability learned and that equipped as your secondary ability. It is good to put your mages in the back row. They'll take less damage. If you are using them barehanded with the monk ability, then you may want to keep them up front. Just sometimes, you know, the best defense is a great offense. So if you're defeating enemies, you're taking less damage. I know I do still have a monk equipped, but this time we will try and keep some of the steel bats alive so we can hopefully learn vampire. So other things the thief can do, steal. A lot of times I don't think too many great items can be gotten from just your random encounters. There are definitely some points where you will fight bosses that have good things. Just thinking about it right now, I would say during each of the fights that you have with Gilgamesh, there we go, learn vampire. But each of the fights that you have with Gilgamesh, I think possibly starting from the first one, I forget exactly which. It may start from the second one. You can steal part of the Genji equipment, which is pretty nice. But once you learn vampire here, feel free to go on. We are going to continue up to the pirate hideout and get those 3 chests that we didn't initially get. That when we hit that switch, that pirate was in the way. So as of now, he is no longer in the way. As we'll see just here. Alright, so hit the switch. Come back up through that doorway. And here we'll get a tent, an ether, and 300 gil. Do a quick check just to make sure we've got all the... Yep. So all the chests. So we are 100% free to go to Torna Canal. At this point, just head out. You can turn off encounters if you want, or you can take this opportunity to continue gaining some ability points and so that you can start leveling up your character classes and unlock additional skills. Heal up before we leave. And then when we exit, head on back to the ship. Sadly, you can't run in the overworld, but... Alright, let's save it. get in our ship, and we're gonna go in between that pincher area of land, and that's gonna be Torna Canal.
Barts, where in tarnation did you get the key?
Does it matter? Let's get going. Of note, Torna Canal is a one-time only place, so if you are trying to fill out the bestiary completely, you will need to fight the Sucker and the Octokraken in this area, as they are missable. So in this case, we got both in one fight, which is great. You do not want to go too far in. That horizontal area, once you enter through the gate, that's free to just travel through, but where it narrows back down, heading south, you do not want to go into that area because that will start the next aspect of Torna Canal, which is a boss fight after a cutscene. So this area is fine though. Once again, if you want to farm ability points or anything, or XP, feel free to. I don't think there's anything really that either of those two enemies drop. So as soon as you get those two enemies added, feel free to continue on. I don't think they're worth farming. Also, as an aside, make sure that you are equipping your abilities as you learn them. Jobs actually do learn unique abilities to that job as well that they don't normally have. So make sure you're checking that every time you see that you've gained a new ability. Just kind of pointless to learn things and never equip them. That is also a good thing as far as early on in the jobs, you'll get abilities fairly quickly, so kind of experimenting and having different jobs gives you more flexibility, which I'd highly recommend.
Hey, what's that? Oh no, the monster of the canal! Thundering typhoons! The rudder's not responding!
You'd better figure out something fast, because we're getting sucked in.
Sildra, what's wrong?
Look alive, something's coming.
Alright, the boss of this area, Karlabos, I don't really know how to pronounce it, but that's how I'm going to. He's not too terribly difficult. He does have a weakness to lightning, which if you have a black mage that knows lightning, that's definitely a great thing. He can paralyze you, he's resistant to just about everything. But still, with a white mage, not terrible. Just make sure you stay on top of your heals, and you should get through here just fine. I would like to point out, your blue mage, if you do get Goblin Punch, most of the time you're going to think to yourself, it's kind of worthless. It does not do a lot of damage. Actually, if you're doing a low-level run, I want to say level 4 or below, I think. Goblin Punch will actually do, I think, close to like 200, 250 points of damage. So you can actually kill Karlabos very quickly if you have low-level characters that know Goblin Punch. But I don't. I'm too high of a level. So it actually does significantly little damage, being at like 45 points of damage. Yeah, not great. It is free, so if you're out of MP, you can use it, and you don't have very good weapons equipped. But most of the time, it's probably just better to equip, especially since your blue mage can use swords. All right, there's Karlabos down.
Sildra! I'm sure she's okay. She's a fighter and you know it. Sildra! Let me go! Unhand me! Sildra!
How's Ferris?
As well as can be expected, we should leave him be.
The ship is just drifting with the current.
Wonder where we'll end up.
Ferris, surely Sildra is still out there alive somewhere. Where are we? The graveyard of the sea! A gathering place for abandoned and scuttled ships, and a nest for the undead.
All the more reason to hot-foot it out of here.
Now that we drifted and finally entered the ship graveyard, we're not really going to go in here. I'm going to cut it before we really adventure. Nope, not that side. Go through the right door, and there's a place to rest. So we're going to rest, save it, and end the episode here. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll start off the next episode going through the ship graveyard. There's some more chests, new enemies, and the boss here is a little bit more difficult, I will say. Final Fantasy V does have some pretty vicious boss battles and some pretty vicious random encounters that seem like boss battles but aren't. Something I'm going to do real quick before we stop the episode, I am going to swap out all my jobs to Monk. Not a huge fan of the ship graveyard, so I've gotten at least a decent number of skills. Specifically, I've got a white mage up to, I think, job level 3, so I can use up to level 3 white magic, which covers all the magic that I know right now. Same for a black mage, so I can set those as the secondary abilities. But with Monk, I can now start teaching each of the characters barehanded. I'm probably not gonna farm specifically for that, but through going through the ship graveyard, chances are good that I will probably learn those anyway. But that way my characters are a little bit more, I don't know, hardy. Also, they can deal a bit more damage as well with their fists, but I can still rely on white magic and black magic. I just won't have the higher stats that a mage defaultly gets. So the spells will be a little bit weaker. But I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.